When life happens, it affects us all. And I want to know what you think. So let's talk about it. Thank you, thank you. Welcome. And thank you for joining me today. As always, I want to invite you to join in the discussion by clicking the subscribe button and leaving your comment. Check out my website at www.lemariaproductions.com. You can also friend and follow on Facebook at Discussions with Dina. Tweet and follow me on Twitter at Dina Discussions and on Instagram at Discussions with Dina. Today's topic is Black men disrespecting the black woman. How do you feel about it? This seems to be a trend on some black men's social media posts. Dissing their own black females, black men in particular. I have been watching and listening to various members of the black community, both men and women, talking about the comments that were made on social media by the young man that was gunned down by police in California, Stephon Clark, and the mother of his children. They were speaking in a negative and very degrading way about black women, dark-skinned black women specifically. The number of black men who seem to support or identify with Stephon Clark's mindset appeared to be overwhelming, and their excuses as to why they supported him seem to provide further proof to me that our black men have indeed become other than themselves, and most definitely they need a renewing of their minds. I heard all types of excuses, like I heard one say that black women seem to think that they are protecting us, but have never supported us. And then I heard black women need to get rid of their weaves and their attitudes. And why should a black man have to date only a black woman? I even heard one guy say that black women only get out to march and protest the brutal slaying of black men so that they can brag about it, to talk about what they've done. It was almost laughable. This is pure nonsense. It really makes black men sound weak and oblivious. Some were actually upset that a black woman would or could have the nerve to be offended that this young black man would speak so awful and hold such appalling views of the black female. How dare we be dismayed by what we saw that he wrote on social media? To that, I say, shut up and have a seat. I am a black woman, and it was a horrific thing to see how the police brutally shot this young black man. My heart sunk. I felt pain and anger for how this man was murdered. I hurt for this man, his family, and all the black men, women, and children who have died by their hands. This is nothing new. It's been going on for years, ever since we stepped foot over here. It's a reality every single day for us. It is never okay to take a black man, a black woman, or a black child's life unjustly, and especially as brutal as his was taken. We protest and march because that could be you and I next time, or one of our children. And we don't want it to keep happening. We don't want it to happen to any of our children in the future. Now, Stephon, he clearly didn't warrant the unnecessary force in comparison to what he was accused of doing. This was clearly overkill. It was just brutal and just plain wrong. But I believe that it is not in the Caucasian's nature to give black people justice here in America, not even justice from this court system. My issue is with the number of black men or simple-minded people, simple-minded people, black people, who could not understand that a black woman would find what Stephon Clark said offensive. Not that people can't change or be affected by events within their own lives, but this was a young black man speaking this way. It may not reflect his mindset at the time of his death, because I understand this was done 2015, 2016, perhaps 2017. However, the resentment comes from us black women because we are the mothers of civilization and we give birth to these black men that speak this way. To think of the sacrifice that was made by some black woman to give this individual life. More than likely, some black woman took care of you in your infancy. We feed, clothe, and shelter young black men every day, each and every day. And if nothing else, show your black mother respect for that. There would be no Indian, no Asian, no Chinese, no Caucasian, or any other race of people on the entire planet had it not been for the black woman that seems to be so despised by so many. You're a black woman, black man. You can continue to live with your head in the dirt, but no, this was by design. Why do you think that every animal on this earth have a male and a female form of their species? Whether or not you like it or whether or not you agree, black man, you were made to be with your black woman and vice versa. Now, the comments that were made were offensive and they were distasteful, to say the least. And any black woman in her right mind would find what was written on his social media offensive. That doesn't mean he doesn't deserve justice, and it certainly doesn't mean we don't deserve to express our disappointment and displeasure with what he said back then, and what any negative words a black man would speak against any black woman. It is our frustration with black men's lack of self-love, self-awareness, and accepting his own and being himself. Accepting your own means exactly that. Accept your own black woman. Stop making lame excuses for yourself as to why you choose anything other than the woman that was made for you. It is not a secret. We know this was forbidden to you. And now that you have been given this opportunity to be with non-black women, some of you feel that you cannot resist what you are deprived of during your captivity. Black women have every right to be upset. We give birth to black people, black men, and black girls. The fact that you would come out of a black womb and hate your very hue that was given to you by the Supreme Being speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about your mental state. There's a mental death within our community. And there's nothing wrong with a black woman's hair, hips, lips, nose, or her demeanor. I care less if she wears a wig. I care less if she has fake eyelashes or anything else fake. She has been made other than herself, same as you. And in spite of that, she continues to do what she can to look and feel good about herself, to rear your offspring and make herself acceptable in a society designed to hinder her self-worth. She is still your black woman. I invite you to get off your soapbox and help the black woman who bear your seed to rear them wisely, self-loving, and with knowledge of self and kind. Offsprings that will accept their own kind, and offsprings that can be themselves, strong, enlightened, black children that love themselves and love their hair, their beautiful black skin, and love one another. That means you've done your job. And especially love the black woman that gave them life completely. Until you black men can stand up boldly and show black children beginning at infancy that you love, respect, and accept your own black woman. Do not ever condemn a black woman for having the nerve to say she is dissatisfied to hear someone from her own tribe reject her and reject others that look like her. You are rejecting your own kind. Instead of calling names and trying to invalidate black women's feelings, black men, isn't it time that you take responsibility for your role in drastically continuing this black self-hate agenda that was started the moment we set foot on this soil? What's wrong is the fact that most of you black males who seek to mate and are marry non-black women will never admit that you're victims of white supremacy. Your arrogance and your non-apologetic rebellion to nature is what continues to blind you to this reality. Self-hate is why you reject what is in your nature. You can marry and you can mate with whom you please, whomever you desire. You will still be a black man or a black woman. You can bleach, eat, sleep, or choose any other person besides yourself in life. The fact is, it is your mind that has to be changed. Your mind is in chains. Even though you may think you are physically free from slavery, you have lost your own identity and have taken on the identity of your captors. You have taken on his desires, his demeanor, and malevolent ways. It's like a kidnapped person falling in love with the kidnapper. You have to, on a daily basis, make a conscious effort to reject the technology of this society. Then, and only then, can you come into your own black man. We, black women, were always the ones that stood with you, fought for you, and don't forget, we were mentally and physically enslaved the same as you were, and continue to feel the residual effects of slavery today. So I want to invite all of the black men who have taken to social media in defense of disloyal black people, those who are blaming black women for the condition of misguided youth, and you who have a problem with black women who are in their feelings and feeling disrespected and disowned. I invite you to get over yourselves. I invite you to stand up and take responsibility for your own lack of accountability. Where were and where are the fathers of these youth? Women are not asexual. There was a black man involved in her conception of this human being. Ask yourself, what have you done or what have you not done to assist in the rearing of your own offspring in their mentality? Did you set a virtuous example by guiding, providing for, and being respectful to the mother of your child or children? Did you show your babies that by marrying their mother and building a strong family foundation, their needs were more important than your own sexual desire? Were you there to exemplify to them what a good black man should do, will do, and can do? Did you explain to them that family is the foundation of any good nation? Father, mother, and children. So next time you want to rave or rant about a black woman being upset because a black man has disrespected her in any way, have several seats somewhere and take yourself a moment and reflect on your own role as a black man in this society. No nation can rise any higher than its woman. So go sit yourself down somewhere and take a moment and reflect. How can any black man try and hold a black woman exclusively accountable for this young man's view? Hold your own self accountable. If I can, I would like to borrow a few words from my dear brother Ishmael. We are becoming an individual to the detriment of our own social community. If in fact you black men was more concerned with setting your heart to do what is right by your black child, their black mothers, and not being led to justify foolishness by giving in to your lower desires, then more love would be evident in your black male and female children. More love for their mothers. For you always seem to be victims of the enemy's madness. I encourage you all, black men and black women, to set your heart to do what is right. The more righteousness, the more love. We all have faults. It's time you look beyond faults and see the need. You are equally responsible for rearing black children with a thorough knowledge and love for self and people that look like them. So you do what is right. Once again, I thank you for listening, and I want to invite you to join in the discussion by clicking the subscribe button and leaving your comment. Check out our website at www.leemarieproductions.com. You can also friend and follow on Facebook at Discussions with Dina. Tweet and follow me on Twitter at Dina Discussions and on Instagram at Discussions with Dina. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time on Discussions with Dina.